OpenAI have released their GPT-5 model. Those of us who were looking at this expected Microsoft to follow suit in a matter of potentially months or maybe within a few weeks. But no, hot off the heels of the GPT-5 model release, Microsoft have already incorporated this into Copilot and it is rolling out to everyone now. So what's in GPT-5? Well, OpenAI claim that it is faster at certain types of queries. For those simple queries, speed should be prioritized now so that you should get the responses for the same types of query in a far faster time. Depending on the complexity of your prompt as well, the engine, it now has everything kind of wrapped into it. So if you paste in a prompt and the engine believes that it should conduct a more deep level of research, then that's something that's built in automatically. And it will make its own extrapolations and suggestions and will do some things without you asking. When I'm saying it's doing things you didn't ask it to do, that is in a good way. And something that OpenAI have also promised is that we will see fewer hallucinations within the model as well. So those of you who've used ChatGPT or you've used Copilot, occasionally you would get hallucinations. So that's the term that we use when it just makes stuff up. That should be greatly reduced now, so we should be getting a lot more accurate data through as well. It's always been good, but occasionally it would just kind of go off piste completely and you would look at some of the results and think, no, that's not quite right. I have been playing with this morning and I've seen some quite impressive results. So you know the deal. Let's head on over to the computer and take a look. So here we've got two Copilot windows side by side. You can see over here on the left, I am on the previous model. I know this because I have this little button up here, which says to me, try GPT-5. Over on the right, I've switched that on. So I'm able to now paste in my prompt and we'll compare the two engines side by side. So Microsoft have released in their press announcements some of the example prompts that you might want to try against the new GPT-5 model. So I'm going to paste that in and we'll see how that looks. So I'm asking Copilot to read through my recent emails and chats and provide comprehensive analysis of my communication style by identifying my core values, strengths, weaknesses, skills, and areas where I can improve professionally. I'm going to run these two pretty much simultaneously and we'll see what the different results are. Is it faster? Does it provide me with more detailed output? So let's see how that looks. Okay, we can see that the previous engine got off to a much faster start. It's already started to output, but you'll see over on the right, what we're seeing the output is kind of similar to what we get with the researcher agent. So this is a slightly more complex prompt. So I wouldn't expect this to be any faster than the previous one, but I would expect it to be a lot more detailed. And we can see everything that it's doing here. It's kind of reasoning over, it's analyzing the data. So we'll just wait for that to finish and then we'll compare the two results. Okay, both are now finished. So let's take a look and see how that looks. So if we look over on the left at the previous model, we can see this is my communication style. It's quite good. It says my communication is consistently professional and structured with clear sign-off and contact details, direct and action-oriented, supportive and collaborative, lightly humorous and personable, which helps to build rapport, which is referencing a comedy roast prompt that I actually ran this morning. That was a new one to me. There's a new suggested prompt, which is summarize your week in the style of a comedy roast. If you see that, then it's worth giving it a go because I found the results to be quite humorous. But if I scroll down, it's given me a nice table here. My core values reflected in communication, accountability, transparency, empowerment, customer centricity, and innovation. And it's given me a listing of my professional strengths, skills evident in my work. And of course, I've got all of these references in here as well, all of the citations that Copilot has used as supporting evidence for this. And it's given me some ideas here for professional growth. While you delegate tasks effectively, further empowering team members to lead initiatives, etc., could help. Okay, that's pretty good. Quite happy with that. But let's see what GPT-5 has come up with. So it's actually given a lot more detail. It says it's overlooking Outlook and Teams activity from the past 5 to 6 weeks. 167 emails, 938 team messages. I reviewed a representative subset spanning client communications, internal leadership threads, and project notes to give you a rounded view. So it's actually told me the kind of data that it's looked over. A lot of the headings are kind of similar, but there's a lot more detail in here. My signature style is clear, decisive, time bound. Mentions things like cutover plans, 6 p.m. Friday, training slots. My style is customer centered with calm authority. I like that. I bring in experts where appropriate. I'm process and data hygiene minded. I have a human and approachable voice. All good stuff. And then we've got this nicely formatted table. Those of you who watched previous videos will know I did tell Copilot a few weeks ago using the memory feature that I do like my data structured in tables. And again, it's doing that. It's obeying those instructions. So here we've got clarity and action orientation, accountability, and prioritization. Strengths with evidence. So some of my strengths are project framing and timeline discipline, technical translation. So overall with skills, I'm quite happy with that. Strong skills in client education, delegation, governance, commercial and comms alignment. It's given me a few potential blind spots and risks. There was a full caps section in an email I wrote. Yeah, I take that. I don't normally write in all caps, but in this case, I think that was kind of appropriate. Cognitive load on recipients. Some updates combine multiple streams. A short bottom line upfront approach could help here. Interesting. That might be something I want to look up, so I could look up the Bluff framework and see how that works. Actually, scrolling down, I don't need to. It's Bluff plus 3 bullets plus next steps, email microstructure. So it's given me even more detail. I really, really like the way that it's put it together. So from that simple prompt, I'm already quite impressed that it's given me a lot more information. It's given me more examples. And even down at the bottom here, without me asking, it's actually given me a targeted development plan here. So for 30 days, look at structure and tone, add a reusable Bluff email template to Outlook, tells me how to do that with top line, 3 bullets, next steps. Look at a 60 days plan for client experience, 90 days to scale your voice. And it's even given me some suggested templates as well. It did all of that without asking. So just from that simple prompt, I can already see that although this was a little slower, it wasn't quite as slow as the researcher agent. It's actually understood my prompt a lot better, and it's kind of crafted that and understood the context of what I wanted and actually just went off and made some suggestions. I'm really quite impressed with that. Okay, so both have given me suggested follow-up prompts, which are quite similar. So I've got draft a personal development plan based on these insights, and I've got help me create an action plan to improve. So that might be something I do want to expand on. It did in the GPT-5, it did give me a kind of overall 30, 60, 90-day plan. But let's see the differences in the GPT-5 model when I ask largely similar questions. Again, the previous model is running through and producing results much faster. This is a more detailed prompt. So we've got strategic objectives, enhanced delegation depth, look at my core strengths to leverage, some, look at some development activities, delegation, conflict resolution, when to kind of put that in, and then some supporting metrics, as well as some support and resources. That's not bad. I'd normally be fairly happy with that kind of approach. But if I look over to see what the GPT-5 model has done, fantastic. It's given me SMART goals. I do like a good SMART goal. It's again nicely formatted, what to do within 30 days, introduce the Bluff microstructure in all kind of client-facing emails, give me some success metrics. 30 to 60 day plan, a 60 to 90 day plan, along with some details there. Look at my house style, 3 bullets max, no all caps for emphasis. Yes, okay, I'll take it. It's picked that up from an email I wrote yesterday. I don't normally write in all caps, so I'm kind of going to ignore that. And it has given me some really quite good little templates that I can kind of copy and paste here. So subject, what to do today, weekend sync, Monday switch, the bluff, keep doing this. This is what's going to happen over the weekend. It's put together something quite impressive here. Details for some urgent internal instructions. Template there for mitigation, something there for using service tone, tooling setup, measurements, so we know it's working. Again, with a very similar prompt, the GPT-5 model has come up with a lot more detail. There's actually a lot going on here, and this does require a further investigation. But on those initial tests that I've run now and those that I've run earlier today, I colour myself impressed. There we go, just a quick prompt there and a quick couple of follow-ups, just with one of the sample prompts that Microsoft have put in. So I was running through this morning, running some sample prompts against our own data and against some web data as well. And I must admit that I'm impressed. For those kind of quick prompts, it was returning results anywhere between 30 to 50% faster. Faster is always good. And it was more accurate as well. And it was returning results which were just a little bit more nuanced. But what really impressed me was the fact that I could just put in a rather complex query without having to think about the type of agent that I might want to use for that. I was just able to put in quite a long, complex query into standard Copilot chat. And it made the decision for me whether it was going to perform a deep kind of research analysis on that, as we saw in the demo. I do think there will be a little confusion here about, do I use the Copilot chat or do I use the researcher agent? Microsoft have said the researcher agent still has its place, and it is the specific place to go to when you want deeper research. I think those lines are going to be blurred here. I think a lot of people will start out in Copilot chat now with the new GPT-5 model on, and they will get some pretty good results. But if you do want deeper research, then I would recommend that you do go straight to that researcher agent first. It is tuned for exactly those kinds of queries. But with that being said, I've received some very, very good results just from Copilot chat itself. So it is definitely worthwhile switching that on and getting straight into using the new GPT-5 engine. As soon as it hits your tenant and you're a Copilot license user, switch it on. And if you'd like to catch up on any of our previous videos about Copilot, the playlist is linked down in the description. And if you'd like to talk to us about anything Copilot, SharePoint, Teams, cybersecurity, or anything else M365 related, then head on over to our website at iglootech.com. It is linked down in the description. Fill out that contact form and we'd love to talk to you.